Hello everyone, this is Bill with the Wilderness Hiker. Today I'm going to talk about ultralight cooking. So when you're backpacking and you want to go lightweight and you want to eat well, now there's lots of good survival food, camping food, but this is a trip to the grocery store. So we're on the way to the grocery store to go get backpacking ultralight food there. First thing to get is some egg noodles. Egg noodles are really easy to cook, tasty. They're higher in protein and calories than a lot of other pastas. So put those in the cart and gonna head off for some rice. Here on the rice aisle, and get some rice and instant rice cooked in 5 minutes. Here on the canned meat aisle, they have canned chicken breast, so I can get a couple of these. Here on the soup aisle, want to get some instant dry soup. This is dry soup, it cooks up quickly and easily. Here's another one. It cooks up quickly, it's easy to cook while backpacking. Here on the spice aisle, going to get some spices. It makes everything taste better. I'm looking for some thyme, and of course it's hidden, but oh, there it is. I already have some other spices, and now I'm going to get some olive oil. Pure extra virgin olive oil. It adds lots of good flavor, adds lots of calories. I'm here on the nut and fruit aisle, so I'm going to get some nuts and fruit here. Get an assortment of nuts and fruits that will be good for eating while hiking. Raisins and peanuts are typical, but you can get lots of different things. All right, I'll get those. And that should do me good for now. Here's the chocolate aisle. Gonna get some chocolate because that's just a nutritional necessity. Organic, pure dark, 70% dark chocolate. Yeah, that's really good stuff. So on to the next. Here on the cracker aisle, gonna get some crackers. More trail food. So I got all my cooked food, I got all my trail food, and I think I'm about done. Okay, gonna get one more thing. Gonna get some beef jerky. Put that in the cart, and now I'm gonna call it quits. I think that's it. Back in the Jeep. Not the quietest car in the world. It's got a turbocharger, a 6-speed stick shift, but hey, this is a really fun car. Back from the grocery store, got all the trail mix food here. You can go buy bags of trail mix. I'm making my own. You can go to the grocery store. You can go to the nut store. There's a nut shop here in town that's fabulous. I went to the grocery store and I've got nuts here. These are cashews. So I can put some cashews in the bag. And I've got some banana chips here. I can put some banana chips in my bag. This way you can make your own particular trail mix any way you like. Got some pecans here. I'll put some pecans in the bag. Sesame sticks. Put some sesame sticks in the bag. Pineapples. Put some pineapples in the bag. And some mangoes. I'm going to put the mangoes in the bag. So that's trail mix for a day. It might last 2. I can make up another one just the same way. Put some cashews in here, some pecans. Put some pineapple, some mango slices, some sesame sticks, some bananas. I'm gonna put some chocolate in it, dark chocolate, because that's just an absolute nutritional necessity to have some chocolate. So there's another day or two, and if I keep going, I can have enough for a long trip. Let this one be a little bit fuller. So that's 2, 3, 4 days worth there. And of course some beef jerky and some crackers. Eat my crackers, put them in my trail book mix here. Some more crackers, put them in here. And I'll put my beef jerky in this one. These plastic bags are just wonderful for camping. And I'll take my last crackers. Put them here. So I can get up early in the morning, just start hiking. When I get hungry, I'll stop and eat. Nibble on this all day long till I have some cooking stuff. So now I'm going to do the cooking stuff. Now it's time to prepare the cooked food. And I'm going to make chicken and rice. About a third of this, which is a cup, 2 servings of rice. And I'm going to put some seasoning in it. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of crushed red pepper, a tiny bit of rosemary. You can use whichever seasonings you'd like to taste. Here I have some thyme. Put some thyme in there. Some salt. Some cilantro. That will make it very tasty. And now I have a package of chicken. You can buy this in packs, or you can buy it in cans like I got at the grocery store. So I'm going to put a package of chicken in here. And that is a good meal, big meal for one. One more thing to go with it will be some olive oil. Olive oil adds a lot of flavor. It also adds calories. If you're going to be hiking the entire day, you need a lot of calories. And since this bottle will leak once the seal is broken, I'm not going to transport it in that bottle and into here because this won't leak. About enough olive oil for a week. Put an ounce, ounce and a half in with the chicken and noodles. Screw that on nice and tight. I'll keep it in its own plastic bag. So that's one. And I need about that much noodles in here. You can portion this out depending on how much you like to eat at once. And again, I'm going to put some seasoning in it. Just take your favorite seasonings and add to it. You don't have to depend on the standard everything seasoning that some of the prepackaged food has. And then I'm going to put a package of chicken to go with it. It's going to be another meal. And of course this plastic bag can become the trash bag after it's all done. Next thing I'm going to go for is the dried soup. This is a minestrone soup. Put half of this in here. It says it's 8 servings. Well, I'll eat 4 at a time. And it's got seasonings. I don't need it, but I'll put a can of chicken to go with it. So that's meal 3. Generally when I'm hiking, I will eat trail mix for breakfast and lunch and cook a hot meal for dinner. But if I'm really hungry, I'll cook a hot meal for both lunch and dinner. Now here I have another soup mix. This is a chili soup mix. And there's just endless numbers of these. You can pick your favorite ones in the grocery store. Experiment with them. And by the way, this is a lot cheaper than going and buying the camping food that they sell as camping food. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's good stuff. So I'm going to put half of the chili mix in here. And I'll put a can with it, And this doesn't need any seasoning. It's got plenty of seasoning to go with it. So that's meal 4. So this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meals, and that's good for a week. Now we're going to go outside and cook it. I plan 1.5 pounds of dry food per day. Some of those packages are good for more than one meal. It's time to start cooking. This is the first meal here. So going to get the stove set up. Fill this pan about halfway full of water. Going to cook chicken and rice. Instead of cooking rice like in the house, want to cook rice kind of like soup. So if the rice is cooked up like soup, it won't stick and burn. If you don't have enough water in it, it'll stick and burn. So got that ready. Get this little fire going. Pour the chicken and rice with seasonings. Now, if that seems simple, that's the whole point. You want to keep it simple. If I had a wind, I've got a windscreen for this. Going to make sure that there's enough water in there. I can add some if I need to. And this is going to boil rapidly. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil for flavor and calories. Maybe at home you want to save calories, but if you're out hiking, you probably, long distance, you want to get as many calories as you can in you. Starting to boil. This little pocket rocket stove and stoves like it just boil things really fast. That's what they're good at. And when it gets boiling really good, I'm going to put it inside this cozy right here. Okay, it's in a rapid boil. So I'm going to turn it off. And put it in the cozy. Here's the cozy. I'll show how to make that in another video, and I'm going to put this lid on it. And it will sit there and continue to cook, and the rice absorb the water and come back in a little while. Nice and hot. Most of the water is absorbed. It's cooked just right. Steaming hot. Just a little bit of water in the bottom. When you're cooking rice like this, there's one or two things going to happen. You're either going to have a little extra water, or the rice is going to stick and burn. You don't want the rice to stick and burn. This will be really easy to clean because nothing's stuck. I can just get some fresh water and a drop of soap and get some leaves or grass and scrub it clean. This cozy is very helpful because put this on it and it contains all the heat so that 1 minute worth of fuel will cook it. So this can right here will last a really long time. So you can go on a really long trip and still have plenty of fuel from that can. This is a cold day and it's nice to have a hot meal. It's something that is so easy to cook. Yeah, this is good. This is a big meal for one person or a small meal for two. If you could feed this to two if you had something extra, bread or something to go with it. And on to the next one. Now I'm going to cook some chicken and noodles. Kind of the same as the chicken and rice. I'm going to fill this about half full of water. I'm putting about half a liter of water in here. I want to make sure I have enough water so that it does not burn. I'm going to pour my chicken out, pour the noodles in. chicken in. It's already got all the seasonings in it. I'm gonna light this fire. Put this on top. Add some olive oil, just a little bit. I keep this in here to try to keep from making a mess. And stir this. And I'm gonna watch it. If it needs more water, I'll add more water. Then I'll be back in a minute when it's boiling. It's beginning to boil. See how it's boiling rapidly? So I can turn the fire off. And I can put it in the cozy again. And I'm going to let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes until the noodles are all soft. There it is, just wait, it'll be ready in just a minute. It's time to try the chicken and noodles. So, they're looking good. They're cooked. Didn't take long. It's kind of a soup, kind of watery. That's okay. Chicken noodle soup. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good. A little bit of hot water. Want to stay hydrated if you're out hiking a long way. It's a good way to get water. Just go to the stream, get the water, boil it, kill all the germs in it, cook it. This is a lot of food. So this is a very easy thing to cook when you're backpacking. The hard part was going to the store and buying it. Packaging was easier than that, and this is easier maybe than packaging it. And it cooked so quickly and easily, and it's so tasty. You can add all kinds of things here to add flavor. You can add salsa, ketchup, spaghetti sauce, tomato paste, or anything else you can imagine. Got a bandana here for a napkin. The cozy helped. Cozy keeps it hot, so it can cook a long time. Now, if it was summer and a hot day, probably wouldn't be so important to have a cozy, but when it's really cold, you want your stuff to stay hot, and it'll actually cook itself after you take on the fire for about 10 more minutes if you keep it contained in a cozy. On to the next one. Okay, now it's time to cook the soup mix from the grocery store. So again, I'm going to put half a liter, at least. Put my little can over here, pour my soup mix in here. And always I'm going to monitor to make sure I got enough water in there. So light the fire. And open the can of chicken and add the chicken. Add a little bit of olive oil. Tomato sauce or tomato paste, I'd add a little bit of it. That can be a good option. And now stir. Make sure that that's going to be enough water. And let it come to a boil. Instead of rapid boil, just going to turn the fire off. Put it over here. Move. Here we go. Put it in the cozy. And going to let it sit. And this needs to sit a little bit longer than the others, but it'll be ready pretty soon. There it sits in the cozy, let it sit until it's ready. Give it 10 or 15 minutes. The soup takes a little longer to cook than the rice and noodles. The soup is ready. This is the chili soup. It's got beans and stuff in it. Oh yeah, it is ready. And you know, if you wanted to like make more, you could throw in some rice or noodles and more water. But this comes out just about right. Yes, that is tasty. So that's another really easy thing to cook. So that's 3 things you can cook. You can buy the instant soup in the grocery store. You can buy the instant rice. You can buy the egg noodles. You can add cans of chicken or any other kind of meat, or not, whatever you want. And put your seasonings in. One good seasoning is tomato sauce or tomato paste. Didn't have any of that this time. Again, this is a really good way to rehydrate if you've been out in the woods on a long hike, because stop at a stream, get some clear fresh water, boil it so that you killed any germs, and add your food. And this cozy right here is made it really quick to cook. It's like just over a minute of boiling to get it to boiling, and then I put it in the cozy and turn the fire off. So the fuel will last a really long time. I'll do a video on cozies another time. Well, happy hiking, happy camping, happy backpacking. And if you like this video, you know the routine. Click the like button, leave a comment, click that little bell so you get notifications, and share it with your friends. And most importantly, just share it with your friends. If you find it on Facebook or somewhere, just hit the share button, put it on your timeline, or send it to a friend. And if you have a question, just put your question in the comments.